So I'm splitting the egg yolks from the egg whites. So I'm using 6 eggs in total. So we're adding the egg whites to the bowl. This recipe is totally new for me, but I've always seen this one on YouTube and I always wanted to make it because this Brazo de Mercedes, it looks really delicious. I will add a little bit less than half a can of condensed milk to the egg yolks, just like that, with a tiny splash of vanilla extract. Now we need to turn this into a custard. So I will add the mixture to this pan and I will put a low heat. There we go. So make sure to keep the heat low and hope this becomes a nice custard. So this will be the masarap na filling for the Brazo de Mercedes. Now we need to keep stirring, otherwise the egg will become like a scrambled egg. But we want to make this really into a smooth custard, so it should not be too hot, and keep stirring. So I decided to use a whisk for now because it already starts to get some lumps. I'm trying to get those out. But it's getting thicker, as you can see. So it got really nice and thick. So I'm gonna set this aside. So I'm using a sheet of baking paper. I'm gonna put this on this tray. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so that it will fit nicely. Just like that. Now it's time for the egg whites. So let's mix them together and make it really foamy. So I will first put it on a soft setting. Okay, and then a bit faster. Faster na naman. Faster. And fastest. Now I will gradually add a little bit of sugar. Okay, that's approximately 50 grams of sugar. I'm gonna add this. So there we go. A lot of mixing. So I think it looks really good and foamy. Now the oven is preheating at 180 degrees. There we go. That's the sign it's hot. So 180 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna put the egg whites onto the tray. So we should not wait too long with this, otherwise the egg whites will become flattened, you know? We need to keep the volume. So we're gonna spread this a little bit. Do you make Brazo de Mercedes at home? Okay, I will try making a little bit of a texture with the knife, if it works. Let us see. And into the preheated oven for 20 minutes. 180 degrees Celsius. So while the meringue is in the oven, I'm taking a turon with lanka. Sarap. So there we go. That's the meringue, and I waited 5 more minutes in the oven. So it was 20 minutes, and then I turned off the oven and waited for another 5 minutes. Now the fun part, the powdered sugar. There we go. Gonna add lots of nice powdered sugar. So I'm very curious to the origin of this dish. If you know it, please let me know in the comments, okay? So we'll add one more baking paper on top. Then we'll carefully turn this around. Exciting! There we go. We'll carefully try to remove the paper. Now maybe I was a little bit too fast because it's breaking a little bit here. Yes, I was a little bit too fast. I should have waited a little bit longer to let it cool off, but let's try to save this one. You see, we're gluing it together. I'm fixing it. And now the moment of truth. I'm gonna roll this up. Turn this into a nice roll. So I think in terms of how it looks, I think it's okay. It's able to make a roll out of it. Now let's cut off a piece on the side with a sharp knife. Maraming salamat po. I hope you like this episode.